beasts, aren't they? Chuffed to bits. The smallest little thornback rat. No, I'll just concentrate on not leaving the rod over the side. And its eyes. It's got amazing eyes. Doggy in the boat. Golden mullet. There's a bit of weight to that, you know. And that's what we want, don't we? We don't want the same all the time. We want something different, a good old show. Hello and welcome to the channel. I've got 2 rods in the water and I'm fishing. And where am I fishing? Poole Harbour. It's a new venue for me. Chasing flounders, none in the Solent, so I thought I'd try my luck. And I'm fishing with my buddy Stu. So Stu sort of said, you know, why don't you come where the fish are instead of fishing where the fish ain't? He's just had a lovely little rattle take. Maybe you should have left it to develop a little bit longer, but it proves that the fish are here. And it was a proper flounder rattle, you know, like the little rattle, not like a bass pull down jangle, if you like. So yeah, Poole Harbour on a grey, murky January morning. Got loads of ragworm. Got my ragworm this morning. Short notice. Thank you very much to Bill. Bill's tackling bait. And yeah, we're here. Got 2 rods out. I'm still doing the wishbone and the loop rig comparison. See what catches what. But I'm already feeling a little bit naked. I've got no bejazzle, no silver spoons, no sequins, none of that kind of stuff. I am also already just teasing them back every 5-10 minutes. And I'm going to give it another 5 minutes, 15 minutes total, just in case I'm getting crabbed out. There's no point out having blank, you know, like bare hooks out there. Bit grey and murky. Got the shelter up to give me some respite from the wind and in case it rains with the camera gear. Looking at being here all day. We're fishing the tide down and then the flood back up pretty much right through till darkness tonight. Got plenty of ragworm, nice and lively. I've got we've got 4 of these in total, so we've got loads of ragworm. And just in case I want to tip some baits off, I've got a little bit of squid with me as well, just in case. Earlier the weather was pretty bad, so it's just cleared a little bit. That's looking out across Poole Harbour. And the bivvy just set up just to keep the wind off us. Oh, slack line. That looks a bit slack line-ish to me. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we're into something. What, I don't know. Oh, what have we got? it's a bass. Oh dear. Save the blank, but not the target species. I'm going to get this one back in. He's gone. I was really hoping for a flounder then. Saved the blank, 1 bass. We just sat out quite a storm. A big squally set of showers come through. The wind got up, the waves are crashing in. Water came inside the bivvy, inside the shelter. So we both just hunkered down out of the rain. Sun's come out now. And I'm hoping, because neither of us have had any bites during that, it's about 40 minutes of like quite stormy weather. Hoping now that with the sun on the water that things will start to happen. But yeah, I say it a lot recently. I can't get over it really, to be honest. It's quiet. We've both had a bass each, so we've saved the blank. The plan is we're going to fish the tide down to low water, pack everything away, jump back in the cars and go about half a mile down the road and fish a different spot. The benefit of that spot is we're going to fish a bay on the flood and tide. We're at the ebb at the moment, and there's a chip shop. There's a chip shop right behind the road where we're going to park. So we're going to go and have a fish and chip tea, fish and chip supper, and fish the flood again. So we're going to fish the tide all the way down and then fish the flood. And it's not just me. Stu's got 3 rods, and between 3 rods he's got 6 hooks out there. He's had 1 bass, I've had 1 bass, we've had no flounder. And this is a flounder venue, this is a flounder mark. The bay is the last hope, but we'll give it a go. It's nice now the sun's out. My hat got wet. Stayed nice and dry. Got my pocket warmers. I've got 2 pocket warmers in my pockets. I've got the Zippo fuel ones. They're brilliant. Really good. So I'm nice and warm. I am dry. Waders and a smock. Beach shelter worth its weight in gold. Absolutely. That would have been grim. Having to stand that out, that would have been grim. Try and shield away from the wind a little bit. Yeah, so see in the background, look, there's the shelter. See if we can't catch a flounder, eh? It's lovely with the sun on, I can feel that on me now. It's warming me right through. I've got warm pockets and a warm back. It's lovely. Hello and welcome back. Yeah, so we fished the last mark. Double flooding tide, all of the ebb. No flounders, no more bass. Pretty quiet, to be honest. And we've moved. So we've moved, I'll give you a pan around. We're still in Poole Harbour, moved to a different mark. I've got 2 rods in the water and I'm fishing. Just to make my life a little bit easier as it gets into dark, and from experience and with the wind that's up, and there is quite a lot of wind at the moment, I'm fishing with wishbones on both. So I've got 4 hooks out, 2 on each rig, wishbones, pyramid, continental leads, and all clipped up into an imp ragworm baits. It's a popular spot. I'm fishing right next to the wall, straight out of the van, so I've got the luxury of that if the weather turns bad tonight, which we're half expecting it to. The tide is flooding. I'll give you a pan around, and if anything's going to happen, I think it's going to happen in the first hour. The fish will follow the tide in, and they'll be actively feeding. We know there's worm here because people were digging before we arrived at low tide. So all the signs are promising. I'd love to catch one. I want a flounder so bad. I'll give you a pan around and we can have a look. I'll show you where we are. So as you can see, the tide's on its way in now. Just pan around. There's my rod tips. Stuart's still setting up next to me, and there's other anglers further along. We're in this little tiny car park next to a main road, so it's going to be a bit noisy. It's not the peace and calm and tranquility of being on the shore and the lapping of the waves, but yeah, this is where we're fishing, and I've picked the only snaggy spot. So there's a snag there and there's a snag there. I've put one over there and I've put one out there. I'm gonna have to be careful of that tonight when it gets dark. Easy enough to see now, it won't be so easy to see later. Quick retrieves, I think I've picked the only snaggy spot, which is probably why it was free. My first Poole Harbour flounder. Look at that. What an absolute stunner. Hard to see because of the light. Obviously it's dark, isn't it? Look at that. I'm going to put him in a bucket of water. First one. Flounder. My flounder cherry for this year has been well and truly popped. So that first flounder actually came on the wishbone rig. And even though they were offset, you know, one at the top, one at the bottom, you know, like clipped down together but offset, he'd taken both hooks. And I thought they would. They either compete and you'll get a double shot, or he sat there, he took one and he spied the other one and he took that one. So wishbone rig and he took both hooks. Broke the flounder blank. It means the world to me, that. Had a bit of interest on this left rod. Not sure. No way. The water's actually coming over that seawall. Must be a big tide. Oh no. It's a schoolie bass. A teeny tiny little schoolie bass. But if you put it up to the camera, it looks bigger. Look at his eyes. Look at that. He's tiny. Go on, buddy. And he's away, safely back. Let's just have a little lift and a move. All in all, a really pleasant day. I've never fished Poole Harbour before. Typical estuary fishing, bass, flounder. A flounder, yay! It means the world to me, that did today. Absolutely the world to me. It's bonkers, isn't it? You wouldn't think that catching something as simple as a flounder would mean so much easier to catch 100-pound skate than it is to catch a solent flounder. For me at the moment anyway. Rigs have all worked. The flounder that I did catch was caught on the wishbone rig. And greedy little so-and-so had taken both hooks. And I half expected that might happen. But it fished well. I think he might have had it, and then, ooh, there's another one. Dinner and afters. Stu's had a flounder and a bass. I've had a flounder and a bass. And for a whole day and a night, we're still happy. We are happy. That's a lot of hours put in for not a lot of return, but happy return. So, all that leaves from me is to say take care, tight lines, happy fishing. From me, from here, for now, it's goodbye. Lights and stuff in the background. The reason why we're rushing a little bit now is we've seen lightning in the distance, and there's a lightning warning for tonight. Carbon fibre rods sticking up in the air when there's lightning around is not a good idea, is it? But I could just chuck it all in the van. Take care, tight lines, happy fishing, and I hope to spend time with you again sometime soon. Bye for now.